Solve by substitution. X minus 2y equals 4, and y minus 2x equals negative 5. In this problem, we can't start with the substitution directly, because if you look at both of these equations, neither of them has a single variable isolated. None of them are in the form x equals something or y equals something. So we're going to have to start by isolating one of the variables. And there are two options that work really well here. In the first equation, we could isolate the x. It would be difficult to isolate the y because it has a coefficient, and to isolate y, we'd have to divide by that negative 2, which would leave us with some fractions. In the second equation, it would be pretty easily to isolate y, but isolating x would be a bit complicated because, again, we'd have to divide by the coefficient, and dividing by negative 2 is going to leave us with some fractions. So we want to either isolate x in the first equation or y in the second equation. I'm going to isolate x in the first equation. There's no real reason to pick that. It's just we've isolated y in the last few ones, so let's do it differently here. Let's get x alone. To isolate the x, we need to get rid of that 2y, and since the 2y is being subtracted, we're going to add 2y to both sides. And this gives us x equals 4 plus 2y. Now that we've isolated x, we're ready to make our substitution. Because x is equal to 4 plus 2y, in the other equation, wherever we see an x, we can replace that with 4 plus 2y. I'm going to rewrite the second equation down here, just so that we have room. Y minus 2x equals negative 5. And now, wherever we have an x, I'm going to replace it with 4 plus 2y. So we have y minus 2 times x, but we said x was 4 plus 2y, and that equals negative 5. Now that we've made the substitution, we can see that this equation only has y's in it, so we should be able to solve for y. The first step in solving for y is going to be distributing that negative 2 to the 4 and to the 2y. When we do that, we still have the y there, and then negative 2 times 4 is negative 8, and negative 2 times 2y is negative 4y. So we have y minus 8 minus 4y equals negative 5. We can combine like terms on the left. Y minus 4y is negative 3y. So we've got negative 3y minus 8 equals negative 5. We can add 8 to both sides to get rid of that constant term on the left. This leaves the negative 3y on the left. Now negative 5 plus 8 is positive 3. And to get y alone, we need to divide by that negative 3. And this leaves us with y equals negative 1. So we know the value for y, but we're not yet finished because we also have to find the value for x. But to figure out what x is, we can just plug in the value for y that we just got. We have this equation up here, x equals 4 plus 2y. Since we know that y is negative 1, we can plug it in and figure out the value of x. We've got x equals 4 plus 2 times y, which we said was negative 1. Now, 2 times negative 1 is negative 2, so this is going to end up being 4 minus 2. And 4 minus 2 is 2, so we end up with x equals 2. And our answer is x equals 2 and y equals negative 1.